All right, what if I told you there's a blueprint for solving humanity's biggest problems? We're talking about a massive transition, a shift from a world built on scarcity to one of engineered abundance. And it's all powered by a technological engine that is, believe it or not, coming online right now.
And look, this isn't some sci-fi fantasy set way off in the distant future. We are talking about right here, right now. The timeline for this transition is compressing at an absolutely insane rate. This change isn't on the horizon, it's knocking on the door.
Now that's a pretty heavy statement, right? But it's not just a wild guess. It's a prediction based on a totally new economic reality. You see, the fundamental cost of intelligence itself is just plummeting. And as that cost races towards zero, all the business models that were built on pricey, scarce human expertise, well, they're becoming obsolete. This collapse isn't a maybe, it's an inevitability.
So what's the big bad we're up against? We're stuck in something the source material calls the muddle. It's basically a system that we built ourselves, and it's grinding all our progress to a halt.
Okay, so let's really define our antagonist here. The muddle isn't one person or some evil company. It's the system itself. It's all the friction, the red tape, the obsession with paying for effort, like hours worked, instead of paying for actual verifiable results. It's a system that actually thrives on being inefficient.
Think about it like this. We've used machines to solve physical bottlenecks, and we use the internet to solve information bottlenecks. But the final frontier, the one thing that's truly holding us back, is the bottleneck of expert human attention. There's just not enough of it to go around. We're all drowning in noise and paperwork, and we can't seem to focus our collective brainpower on the stuff that really matters.
Okay, enough about the problem. This isn't just a story about doom and gloom. It's about the blueprint to escape the muddle. So let's flip over to the solution and see how we can build a brand new operating system for progress.
And this table right here, this is the whole game. It's the before and after picture of our civilization. We're moving from the muddle to the machine. So instead of paying for someone's time, you pay for the cure. Instead of being held back by a few human experts, you unleash automated cognition. You get rid of all the bureaucracy and replace it with crystal clear targeting systems that tell an AI exactly what to do. It's a fundamental switch from stagnation to pure acceleration.
So you're probably asking, how do we actually build this machine? Well, it comes down to a new set of tools. It all starts with the Industrial Intelligence Stack. That's the big picture blueprint. Then you rewrite the contracts using outcome procurement. No more paying for hours, you pay for a verified result, period. The money gets held in what's called compute escrow. Think of it like a robotic judge that only releases the cash when the problem is verifiably solved. And the thing guiding this whole process? That's the targeting systems. Basically, a set of incredibly hard tests to make sure the AI is actually delivering the goods.
Now we get to the really cool part, the heart of the machine, the engine that takes all these tools and spins them up into a self-reinforcing cycle of progress.
And this is how it works. It's called the abundance flywheel. First, commitment. Someone puts up a huge prize, let's say for creating a room temperature superconductor. That prize creates incredible focus. All the smartest people and AIs in the world are drawn to that one problem. Once it's solved, you get what's called a collapse. The field instantly goes from being this niche, expensive craft to a cheap, industrialized commodity. This creates a massive economic surplus, which then gets reinvested into an even bigger, even harder problem. It's like a perpetual motion machine for scientific breakthroughs.
So, what does this really mean? It's a total game changer for how we innovate. Big breakthroughs are no longer these once-in-a-generation lucky lightning strikes. They become the predictable, reliable output of a new industrial process. We're literally building a factory for solutions.
Now, what happens when that flywheel starts spinning faster and faster? You get a phenomenon called the Great Liquefaction, where the hard line between hardware and software just starts to melt away.
Seriously, by 2030, the physical world could start to feel like programmable matter. In biology, things that sounded like pure science fiction become simple engineering problems. Universal biofactories making organ abundance a reality. Imagine, no more transplant lists, ever. The time it takes to go from just an idea for a new material to holding it in your hand, what they call time to property, collapses from years to maybe just a few days.
And it's not just biology. We can aim this exact same industrial process at energy. Pointed at fusion, pointed at new battery technologies. The goal is to unlock infinite, clean baseload power, creating a world where the cost of energy, and because of that, the cost of almost everything, just collapses towards zero.
And okay, I know this all sounds like it's straight out of a movie, but look at this number, 390x. That is the actual measured cost drop for certain AI reasoning tasks in a single year. When the price of a unit of thought falls that fast, the fundamental laws of what's possible are being rewritten right in front of us. And this brings us to the biggest, most profound question of all. When the how of solving problems becomes totally automated, the great challenge for humanity shifts to the what and the why.
So what happens to work? Well, the job as we know it, just a bundle of repetitive tasks somebody pays you to do, that's effectively over. It gets replaced by these new roles that are uniquely, deeply human. We stop doing the work and we start directing the machines that do it.
And this is where we see the new high-status human archetypes. You have the conductor of intelligence. Think of a maestro orchestrating these vast AI systems to solve incredibly complex problems. And, maybe most important of all, you have the explorer of purpose. The AI can figure out how to get anywhere, but it can't tell us where we should want to go. That's still our job, to set the destination, to translate our deepest values into the goals that will shape our entire future.
So the crucial thought to leave you with is this. In a world where progress is no longer a series of lucky accidents but a reliable utility, like electricity or running water, the only scarce resource left is deciding where to aim it. Our collective challenge is no longer about our limitations, but about our choices. What grand purposes are truly worthy of this incredible new power?